ignore the background because my grandma's really loud, but I'm going to teach you how to solve for the cubic closing packing structure and how to solve for density or like length or mass. And honestly, you can reverse this equation any way and manipulate it to help you solve for any one of those components that the question's asking for. So in chapter 10, we learned about the cubic closest packing structure of atoms, you know, like in the solid, and like basically I'm gonna do the face-centered cubic structure because I feel like that's the one I'm strongest in, and then I'll teach you how to manipulate the equation to fit the other structures. Okay, so the question I have here is the atomic radius of PB is 704 picometers using the cubic closest packing structure, and what is the edge length of the unit cell and the density of PB in grams per centimeter cubed. So to solve this, I have the Bragg's equation on the side, but we don't need it because we're not doing any waves. We're solving for the what is it called, density and edge length of this unit cell for PB. So just think of the unit cell, and the unit cell of a atom is a, keep in mind that it's a cube, so all lengths are all the same. And for face-centered, we have an atom in the middle, half an atom in the middle, like kind of cut off. We have 1/8 of an atom here, and then another one here. So technically, if you were to like put these half atoms together, you'll have 2 atoms. And that means there's four radiuses within these atoms, because this is one radius, then this is another radius, and this is one whole radius, and this is one whole radius. So keep in mind that the radius is 4r, which is what I wrote here. To solve for the edge length, which is these sides right here, what you're going to do is use the Pythagorean theorem to solve the length. And we know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, easy, the Pythagorean theorem. And we're just going to substitute in the what we know from the unit cell for a face-centered cubic structure. Keep in mind this is face-centered, so do not do this with any other cubic closest pack structure. Okay, so we know that the think of the unit cell right here, half of it, the diagonal here is a triangle, and this is the what is this called again? I kind of forgot, I'm blanking out. Okay, c squared. Hypotenuse? Yeah, hypotenuse. So we know the hypotenuse is 4r. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. We know these are a and b squared, x squared. We're just gonna both, because they're the same. They should be the same because it's a cube. So 4r squared is the c squared. Now to solve for this, you do basic algebra, which is 1x plus 1x squared is equal to 2x squared. And then you know that 4 squared is 16r squared. And then what you're going to do is divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2, and I didn't really write it out here because I just did it in my brain, but I think you get it. Like, when you divide both sides by 2, you get 8 on this side, and then x squared on this side. To undo an exponent, you take the square root, so now you have 8 squared. So you know that x is equal to the square root of 8r, okay? And this is how you're gonna solve for the first part of the equation. Number 1, I have the steps written down on the sides in purple. The first part of the equation, which is the edge length. So I hope that most of the questions give us the radius. So we know that the radius, which is r, right? Because 4r is right here. We know the radius is 174 picometers. So all you gotta do is plug it in. X equals the square root of 8 times 174 picometers. Just keep that in mind. Which, if you calculate it, is equal to 492 picometers. that is our edge length. But since the question is asking for it in centimeters, like for it to be ended in centimeters, you need to do the conversion for that. But I don't want to do the conversion for that for just this, but I mean, you could. It's literally just 140, 192, 192. Oh, right here, convert to centimeters. I have this. I gotta remember this. Okay, to convert from picometers to centimeters, you need to take 492 picometers times, this is your conversion unit, which is 1 times 10 to the negative 12 meters is 1 picometer. And then 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So when you multiply all of this together, you get 4.92 times 10 to the negative 8 centimeters. So that will be your x in that's converted. So now that you know the edge length, you can use that to find your volume, which is the second step, because we're trying to find density. And we know that we need 2 parts to find density, which is density equals mass over volume. So to solve for volume, know that this is, like I said in the beginning, this is a cube, so all of the sides are the same, all the lengths are the same. So all you got to do to find the volume is multiply your lengths, which is x, right, by not multiply, cube it, which v we already know because we converted it to 4.92 times 10 to the negative 8 centimeters. All you got to do is cube it right here, and then you get 1.19 times 10 to the negative 22 centimeters. That's your volume, okay? Now, for face-centered, keep this in mind. When you find mass, you know that 1 unit cell has 4 atoms, okay? I need to check in the book. Okay, let's check in the book real quick. Oh, that's lab. You're just stupid. Let's check in the book. Right here. So 8 cubes share a given sphere, so 1/8 of the sphere has it inside. So face centered is right here, which is equal to 4 atoms in the face centered. Okay, dude, the book literally only walked us through. Okay, body centered, 2 unit cells, and then what was the other one, my friend? What's the other one? Sphere lies inside 8 cube. Okay, anyways, back to this problem. For face centered, we know it's 4 atoms, so remember that. Face centered has 4 atoms, okay? We need to find the mass. So how do you think we find the mass? Pretty easy. We learned this last semester. We know that mass is equal to mass over, molar mass over mass. Yes, okay. So you're going to multiply 4 atoms of the unit cell because you have 4 atoms of PB now. You know the molar mass of the atoms because it's given to you in the periodic table of elements, which is your AMU, your atomic mass unit. You know that 1 atom of PB is equal to 207.2 AMU. And we have 4 of them, so that's why we're multiplying it. But we need to know the mass, and you can't have mass in atoms, so, oh shit, that's supposed to be a multiplication sign. Anyways, you know that this will give you, this first portion of the problem will give you how much atomic mass units per 1 atom for the 4. But we're going to multiply that by Avogadro's number, of course, to get it in grams, which is, I remembered it this time, 6.022 times 10 to the negative 23. So what you're going to do is multiply. So basically, if you really want to think about it this way, just do this. The given time, 4 AMU for face centered, 207 times 2 over 6.022 times 10 to the negative 23. Okay, all of that together equals 1.3762 times 10 to the negative 27. Okay, that is your mass. So now that I have explained to you how to find volume and mass, you do the simplest thing and you divide it, because that's how you get density. So when you get density, now you have this in step 3 divided by step 2, or if you did it the opposite way, whatever way, you get it. Just remember, don't flip it. Only mass over volume, okay? This is your answer. Calculator will do the rest. Just know the concept.